Lyricists of the year, fuck am I supposed to do? Rock. Laughing at you niggas out there who thought we was flukes. The saturated shit we rapped had came true. Thought I was aggravated, but Warner had let me loose. I was honored, see they was haunted when Mike Jones did recoup. Cool, cause niggas won't outdo us in the booth, even when my album leaks.
Sparks Weekly.
You already know.
We about to go super live in a second, man. TGN Radio app. Brianne, man, you ready?
I'm ready.
Y'all already know who it is and what it is. The most dynamic sports journalist this side of the galaxy. We got Brianne Ingram,
Yes,
hoop
indeed.
extraordinaire.
You know, it's just what I do. It's
You know,
that's where I come from.
Giants come in all size.
Man, facts. She got KD on the flick. She doing it.
Man.
Yes, indeed.
And he was looking every time, like the camera, I was noticing every time you would have like the video of him, he'd be looking like, okay, this person recording.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, man. But shout out to YouTube, Facebook.
What's the chat site?
Just go to the regular internet and just press the C.
C's, big C's over here, big C's.
Big C's. ESPN. There we go. So we can go. I wonder is that the sports one? I don't think that's the sports one, bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to come in. Oh, let's start. Let's go.
And more tune for your head top, so watch how you speak on my name, you know?
Yes, indeed, Sparks Nation. You are now tuned in to Sparks Weekly, where we let the sparks fly. That's right. I am your host, Brianne Ingram. We are live at the Good News Radio, people, and I have my guys back with me here today. Michael Matthew, a.k.a. Michael the PG, and my cousin, Eric Lampkins,
yes,
a.k.a. Elam in studio. Hey, listen, real quick, I'm just so glad to have y'all back here with me on the show. It's only right that you're here. You know, y'all started it off with me here in May on my first show, all three of us, and now we back here for the start of June.
Man, there's nowhere else I'd rather be, man. This is where greatness is brewing right here, man. Y'all don't understand how much heat is on this set right now.
Facts. It's kind of like, you know, like being a Warriors fan almost. Like if you got in there while they were winning, you know what I'm saying? Now you feeling all the benefits of it. They're back in another finals. But we're here to talk about women's basketball, WNBA, man. A lot of great hooping going on. Thank you for having us, Brianne.
Of course, and thank you for coming back on. And listen, so much has happened that we are going to get right into. All right, I'm not wasting any time here. I have to address the Liz Cambage story that resurfaced over the weekend. And what I'm not going to do is just come up here and vilify Liz Cambage. She is a woman of African descent. Her father is Nigerian, and I'm especially not going to vilify her for a situation where she has already been reprimanded for and where she has already apologized for her actions. And if you're not familiar with the story, just real briefly, last year, Liz was on the Australian Opals team, and she was set to compete in the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. And her team played a pre-Olympic scrimmage against the Nigerian team in Vegas in July. And last year, it was only reported that there was a verbal and physical altercation that happened, and that Liz was no longer to be competing in the Olympics due to mental health issues. Then recently, on Sunday, this story resurfaced almost a year later after an article by the Australian publication, The Daily Telegraph, was written after an investigation took place where players from the scrimmage were asked about the situation. And the article stated and showed video that Liz elbowed a Nigerian player. Yes, indeed. The article also says that Liz was then subbed out of the game as she was walking toward the bench. And a Nigerian player came and punched her from behind and snuck her and blindsided her. And then that's where Liz went off. That's what, according to the article, says. And then it was reported that she called the Nigerians monkeys and then told them to go back to their third world country. And now Liz released a statement Sunday night saying that she, in fact, did not use the racial slur towards the Nigerian team. And that has been circulating, and that the recount of what took place is inaccurate and misleading. She herself states that she has taken responsibility and accountability for her involvement in what happened. And she also says that this was handled privately almost a year ago. And the article from Australia says that Cambage was formally reprimanded by an independent panel, and that the 3 other charges against her were dismissed, and that no details were given as to why the reprimand was given and why these charges were dismissed. Now, of course, what Liz allegedly said obviously was not right. But what I would like to see is the full video of what happened, because we only see her elbowing the player. But I would like to see, what exactly what she said, and also, where they hit her on the bench. I just need to see the full details, because we don't hear what she said. This is, he said, she said. So I need to see the full picture, and since the full picture was not painted, then I'm not going to further condemn her without knowing all of the facts, especially when she has already been dealt with, because it's not like she got off scot-free.
Yeah.
And she has let it also be known that she has, dealt with mental health issues. And in my best Olivia Pope impression, it's handled. It's been handled. And the Nigerian players said that Liz, who is of Nigerian descent, was like a sister to them. So, and it's much easier to patch up things with someone who is like a sister than someone who isn't. And the head coach, Derek Fisher, even said that the Sparks or the league wasn't involved, and that NECA said that they already passed it. NECA Gumake spoke on this and said that they already discussed it before she came to the team, that they addressed it. And she even says that she believes that there's an agenda being pushed. And honestly, I can't really fault her for saying that, because you really do have to be careful. You have to pay careful attention to the information that's being, given to you. What's being reported what's not being reported is just as important as what is being reported. So I'm not going to tarnish her name and vilify another woman of African descent, especially when she has already been reprimanded and apologized for her actions.
Yeah, we can't go off of he say, she say, you know what I'm saying? And then this is what we have to remember, that we are all human beings.
Right.
We all get upset and say things that you don't mean. You know what I'm saying? I hate that we live in a day and time that when you say something out of anger,
right,
that, you get charged for it. Like, people go against you, where definitely playing sports. Like, I done been on the court and I done heard some things, you know what I'm saying? Right. Playing basketball, and it's no hate from it. You just know that you were in the moment, and it was just like, okay,
big facts.
And that's just is what it is, because we're all human beings, you know what I'm saying? And you just go through this. So, it was in the past. Clearly, if the Nigerian players are like, man, it's forgiven, she's good. And she wasn't able to play in the Olympics that time, so that was her punishment. I think we gotta let this go, man.
Yeah, big facts, man. Like, everybody on this panel has been a competitor at one point in time. And I know for a fact I've been kicked out of several games for saying stuff to coaches, to refs, to people in the stands, where it was like, I really shouldn't have said that. But in the heat of the moment, it's like, yo, you giving it out to me, I'm giving it right back. I'm a mirror on the court. Right. So I would love to see the totality of that film, to see like what truly happened, because it's completely different if it's trash talk and people banging bodies and she referred to them as monkeys, or if she just came out in the Klan's robe and was like, "Hey, monkeys."
Right. Context matters.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I got to put everything in the context, and I'm of the ilk of reserving judgment until I have all the facts. So right now, like I don't have everything, so I just kind of feel like it'd be too premature to be like, "Oh, Liz, I'm not talking to you. I'm not rocking with you anymore." But I think this entire situation, man, it smells a little fishy. It smells a little fishy.
No, yeah, and then when as a people, when do we come to like forgive people? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody isn't perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in middle school and slapped one of the homies. You know what I'm saying? After being disrespected on the court. So it's like, when is it forgiven? Like that friend isn't hunting me down. Like, I gotta get him. It's kind of like, hey, we were hooping. Some crazy stuff happened. This is what it is. So if she did say it, you just kind of like, as long as she apologized and stuff like that, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say like last month I called Michael a midget, and I had to ask for forgiveness to all the little people of the world. But yeah,
so I dropped 40 on
it.
Man, big cap. But yeah, again, like sometimes people that you closest to, you say things that you don't, you don't necessarily mean. It came out, and not that you trying to put spilled milk back in the carton, but it's just like, yo, like I hope and I hope me well enough to know, hey man, I wasn't trying to be malicious in this moment.
Yeah, all love.
Yes, there you go. Like you said, it's all, it depends on context, and when we are angry, we say things that we don't mean all the time. We all have been there,
and sometimes not even when you upset. Sometimes you just caught up in a moment. You might I love you might slip out, and you like, oh,
damn, I don't love this person.
Now she gonna be crazy.
Yes, but yeah, I'm not gonna sit up here and vilify her. So listen, that's what happened. But now we gotta move on to our game takeaways that we are about to get into. So the Sparks just played 3 games, and our last game we played against was the Dallas Wings. Now, over the last week or so, we have went 2-1. Okay, I wanted us to go 3-0. Okay, I just knew we was gonna beat up on Indiana,
man.
But we didn't. I'm gonna get into that a little later. It's okay.
Man.
But we are 2-1, and we got the dub against the Wings and the Lynx. And we got our most recent win against the Wings. Brittney Sykes dropped a season high of 25 points on them off the bench and led her team to a thrilling 93-91 victory over the Dallas Wings on Tuesday night. That's right. We cooked them well done. We wasn't playing, okay? Listen, stop it.
Fried wings, baby.
Hey, for everybody, serving them up. And KD was there. He was signing WNBA shirts, interacting with fans, and hey, I was recording KD. Hey, he saw me too. I was recording him, and then he looked at the camera. I'm like, yeah, KD, yeah. Look over here. I got you. I see you over here. And DeMar DeRozan was also in the building.
Compton in the house.
There you go.
Compton crab.
Hey, he from that part too.
Man, and he was saying that the best part about coming out supporting his hometown team was bringing his daughters to come witness the women's game. So I'm really loving the support from the NBA players coming out showing love. And you guys, you cover the NBA. And so really every home game this season that we've seen whether it was a current or former NBA player come out. And so can you just speak to the impact of seeing these NBA players showing love and what this does for the women's game?
Yeah, Coach Fisher last year, he said something that really stuck with me. He said our society is better when we celebrate our women. And so for me, I'm just like, all right, cool. Let me get behind them. Like, let me really get behind them. Let me utilize my voice. Let me use my agency. Let me utilize my privilege, everything that I have in my power, in my capacity to help grow this game. Like, let me do it. And, I really look at, Kobe. Like, Kobe was like, look, these ladies could ball. These ladies could hoop. And all it takes, if you're a real hoop head, all it takes for you to do is just go to one game and you're like, oh, yeah, they nice. Like, I remember before the Wings game or the Lynx game, Katie Lou in the corner just getting shots up like dead eye, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, Michael, she killing you, bro. She not beating me, but she killing you. And
I don't know.
But it's like you can't like any real hooper, you can't see these ladies play and be like, oh no, they can't play. Like, yeah, you know, there are physical limitations that they have, like just men or women are built differently. Right. You know, we're going to be men are going to be a little more athletic and explosive. But if you're looking at like strategy and fundamentals of the game, like these ladies got it all.
No, yeah, and it's just great. It's great basketball. You know what I'm saying? And just having the NBA guys there, I think that they should take it upon themselves to say, hey, let's go out and support these ladies because, you know, and I think they should even do even more. Like what they're doing now is kind of like a low key. You don't really know until you're there. It'd be dope if KD is like, hey, what's up, y'all? I'm going to be at the Sparks game. Pull up. Let's support the ladies. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing autograph signing just to kind of like bring out the numbers because I think if people come and see the product, that more people will be like, whoa, like I'm missing something great. Much love to my guy DJ Malski, who always has a Sparks game turned up, and you know, the more the ladies win, they look like a really good team this year. So the more that they win, the more people they can bring out, and you need these NBA guys to help do as much as they can. You know? Yes, definitely. And you, Michael. So Westbrook was at the game against, I believe, Lynx. Yep. The Lynx. Well, I think it was the Mercury game, wasn't it? It was last game. Mercury? Yeah. Because they won. They won the game. Yeah. So, and he was there, and you actually played with Westbrook in high school at Lusinger. So, just real quick, how was that experience? And did you just see the greatness from jump when you was playing with him? To be honest, no. To be honest, when I first met Russ, he was about 5'7", but he wore a size like 13 shoe. Wow. But he was always nice. You know what I'm saying? Like he played freshman. When I was 8th grade, I would hear about, like, man, it's this freshman. He's super nice. Other than, like, my middle school teammate, Kelsey Bars, rest in peace, who was playing varsity already. He was like, man, he averaged 30 a game. I'm like, what? 30 a game. And then it happened to be, Russ, because I was cool with his little bro. And, yeah, he just worked hard. And it's like God blessed him. Like, oh, you don't work this hard? And he just got this crazy athleticism to go with the game he already had. And he became who he was, but he always had the work ethic. You know what I'm saying? He always had that quote unquote Mamba mentality. Once he got the athleticism, he just took off as a player. Like he got his first dunk in high school, like senior year of high school, and it wasn't the cleanest of dunks, but by the time he came back from UCLA training and stuff, dude was windmilling. So you knew something was going to be different. Wow, man, that's amazing. Yeah. That is amazing. Shout out to Russ, man. Him and Nina popping up, celebrating the Sparks, and they got a big dub over, Mercury. Yes, they did. And we also got that big dub against Dallas on Tuesday night. See, this one was personal, as Brittney Sykes said, because last year, Dallas denied us a chance to get into the postseason by just one possession. I remember. And like Brittney said, this one was personal. She said they waited for this game and that they circled this one on their calendar. So, of course, naturally, listen, we had to get some get back. And Chennedy Carter was excelling in the point guard position. She started in the place of Jordan Canada, who was out with a left hamstring injury. And Sykes was also the backup point guard. And both of them seamlessly ran the offense. Sykes was getting to the hole at will. The middle was as wide open as a part of the Red Sea. The wings didn't have an answer for the Sparks down low. And in fact, I believe Carter said that this was an adjustment for her because she's used to playing the two. Yep. But the offense has still been flowing really. It's been more free flowing, which is what I really like to see as of late. And we're 2-0 with Chennedy at point. And so with Brittney, though, she dropped the season high in this game. From her, stepping up in that backup point guard position to her guarding the best player on the team. Just how important is Brittney Sykes to the Sparks' success this season? I think that she's very important just as far as guarding the best wing on the other team. Giving them a tough time. You saw what she did against the Mercury, gave Diana, a lot of fits, and she couldn't heat up, to give them that spark, and that the Sparks were able to take care of business there. And then she's having more responsibility this year. I talked to Coach Fisher about that, and he's just saying that she got the ability, overseas. That's what she does. She plays more of the point. So they were like, hey, you might as well do it here too. And she's performing well. I just truly appreciate her, the fact that she doesn't complain about I'm not starting or none of that. She just shows up and does her job.
She's a true professional.
Yeah, and she's a great interview too. She gives you, honest answers and great energy. So shout out to Brittney Sykes, man. Much love to her.
Slim
25 big ones.
Yes, indeed. And with this game, we were up for, I believe, at least double digits for the majority of the game. We kept a nice little distance between the wings.
They came back.
I saw
it no.
In the down the stretch, the wings started to creep back up a little bit. They actually went up on us 81-78 with 5.5 left to go. I'm like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. Just let the wings just come back on us. And not only did they, tie it, but they took the lead. I'm like, oh, no, what's going on? So, but see, that's why I can't be a coach, because stuff like that would just irritate me. I couldn't have
it on my clipboard.
Man, I would have been pissed. I was pissed. I'm at the Dodger game covering. I'm looking at the score. They should take care of business. And once I saw the 81-78, I'm like, no, they didn't.
Yeah, I'm just glad we didn't lose that one, because that would have been unacceptable.
Fact.
And also the thing is, see, when you got Enrique on the other side, anything can happen. You are never safe. So that's why my heart is like, oh no. But then Liz, to me, she put the dagger in her when she scored and got that and one. Because I'm like, okay. They're not coming back after this. But Enrique was fouled with 0.8 left. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, we about to go to overtime right now? Stop playing. But then she missed the first one. So I'm like, okay, cool. But then this is something I've never seen before. She faked the free throw and acted like she was going to shoot it, trying to get a violation from us,
a violation from you, shooter.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm like, hey, but that's really a violation on you. So then she got upset. She went and kicked the scoreboard and ended up getting a T.
Yeah.
We actually, I think, Katie Lou missed the
free
T.
Throw.
The free throw. But it's okay.
It was a turnover possessions game.
But but that was still a little too close for comfort for me. And really the same thing happened with the Lynx.
Yes.
We were up away at their house, and they came and tied. We actually beat them 85-83. But we had a dominant first half, and then they tied it up at 65 in the fourth quarter. But luckily we regrouped, and we didn't let them come back in and win it on us. So in back-to-back games, we kept our distance between teams, but we just allowed them to get back in a little too easily, and we started to have some defensive lapses, letting other teams gain their confidence. So is this more of we are building that resiliency, or are we just facing teams who are also themselves just figuring it out, and we're just fortunate enough to be able to pull these games out?
Man, I think it's a lot of even teams in the league, and it's going to be, it's a lot of games that's going to come down to a few possessions. And as you can see, just looking at their schedule and some of the L's that they took, the Sparks can easily be like 9-3, looked at as one of the best teams in the league, but they have so many close losses that they have. And it's kind of good to see them win late. Neca was able to get the put back and score to beat the Lynx. And it's good to see this, because it's like, they're learning, Coach Fisher is getting to them across somehow, because they're not taking L's that they were earlier. They're learning from this. And I'm just interested to see if they need to put together a little run. I think if this team can get a lot of confidence, say they win 4 or 5 games in a row, that they're going to really be tough. You know what I'm saying? But if they can only, put together a little 2-game winning streak here, 3-game winning streak here, that they're not going to get the confidence that I think they need, because this can be a championship team. The roster is built for that. It's just going to come down to them truly learning and meshing. And soon they're going to get a lot of practice time, because they're going to have like a week off. So it's going to be interesting. Got it, E?
Yeah. Coaching matters, man. Coaching matters.
It does.
And these close losses, I can count maybe 3 or 4 games where it's like there were some questionable substitutions, there were some questionable play calls, where it's like y'all should have ran away with this game. It shouldn't have even been close. And so I think, yes, the team needs to continue to have more practice at home so they can gel and, blase, blase, blah. But I think the general manager needs to have an honest conversation with the head coach and, put him on notice that if he can't get it together, then he's going to be relieved of his duties.
Oh,
Facts.
man.
Fact. All-Star game is coming up, sooner than later. So it's like, I think by the All-Star break, which is July 10th, by then, Coach Fisher should know, or GM Fisher should know if Coach Fisher is good enough and, humble himself and say, let me put somebody else in this seat because maybe they can get through to this team, because with the talent they have,
they should be a top team.
They should be a top team, and you want to try to win with Liz and her brand, joining NECA and the ladies there.
Yeah, I mean, even we talked about it. I had them projected to be a top 3 seed in the postseason because why? We have the talent and we have all the pieces to be able to do so. So I feel like we gotta, just give them a little more time. And Cuzzo, I remember you saying on the show that after 10 games, that tells you who you are. So listen, I'm gonna ask you a little bit later. We are now 11 games in. We are the 8th seed in the standings. We are, I believe, number 4 in our conference. So is where we are, is it indicative of how we are going to be playing for the rest of the season, or do you see more room, for growth for us to go up in the standings?
I definitely feel that there is immense room for them to improve and to grow. However, I feel like we have grossly underperformed. Grossly. It's almost negligible with how things have developed and unfolded thus far. Is there an opportunity for them to get it together? Yeah, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. 8 out of the 10 games were on the road. They haven't had a ton of time practicing. However, I don't understand how you break camp not having your defensive principles down. That, if anything, the offense may come along, but if you break camp, you should know how to play defense as a team, because defense can easily always, transition to quick, easy buckets. You can win games just playing solid defense.
Who know? Maybe they may compare to, a team that's playing in the NBA finals where they start slow and heat up and figure things out. So it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, I just can't wait because, they have some good basketball ahead in a lot of games. So, yeah, so I just, man, I just want to see if, NECA and the ladies can keep it up. I really like the guard play. They have to figure it out. I think the team go as far as the guards take them. And, that's what it's going to come down to.
Yes, indeed, everyone. So we're about to head into a quick commercial break. But when you get back, we are going to talk about who is our May MVP. Okay, so listen, stay tuned, and we got so much more coming up for you. This is Sparks Weekly with Brianne Ingram. We'll be right back.
The GOAT, man. Sparks, y'all gotta figure this out, man. Y'all gotta bring a championship to LA, baby.
And then Key Sweat coming out, right?
Yes. Make it last. Yes, indeed. Welcome back to Sparks Weekly with Brianne Ingram. I am here in studio with my guys, Michael the PG and my cousin Elam. So now we got to know. I got to ask y'all, who was your Sparks MVP for the month of May?
Easy for me.
Okay.
I got her jersey. I had to support.
Okay.
Miss Space Jam herself.
Okay.
Nneka Ogwumike. She's just been playing well.
Yeah.
If you go and look at a lot of the box scores, she's leading the team in scoring most of the nights. She's leading the team in rebounding most of the nights. Where with Liz, you didn't expect that. She is like she's best when she has somebody else there. She played so well with Candace Parker there with them. Last year was a struggle because she was the focal point of the offense. Now with so many, first they have spacing with the shooters, and then you have somebody else. The teams are kind of like, we got to look out for it. To now where she just pretty much gets one-on-ones and she's going crazy. So Nneka Ogwumike is my May MVP for the LA Sparks.
Man, he all the way wrong. Man, shout out to Slim. Man, Brittney Sykes. The Sparks go as Britney leads them. She's the spark when they need one, no pun intended. She sets the tone with her defensive prowess and intensity.
Okay.
And you can see when Nneka doesn't have it going, Liz doesn't have it going, Britney's like, hey, watch out. Let me cook.
Okay.
I'm going to drop 25 off the bench and get us this dub. Crunch time. When they need a stop, who's on the floor? Slim. So, hey, Slim, you my MVP thus far.
Okay, well, listen, I gotta agree with Michael on this one because Nneka is the most consistent on the team. She's averaging, like you said, 18 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, shooting almost 60% from the field, 45% from three. And without her, we would be right above the Lynx. And the Lynx, they got like the worst record in the league right now. So we would be right above them. And sometimes when I think of Nneka, I think of, oh, that's just Nneka. She's just doing what she does. And sometimes I'm guilty of that because it's like, this is what she does. It's nothing out of the ordinary. And sometimes I take her for granted. But for this month, I can't. I just can't do it. Without her, we would be lost because she is literally the foundation of our squad. So, Nneka, you are definitely my MVP for the month because without you, we'd be lost. We'd be lost without you.
I love it. Nneka Ogwumike, man.
Yeah.
Hey, watch Space Jam if y'all haven't checked it out.
It's blue cheese.
Give her stock of boobs.
Yeah.
You're okay.
The original. Now, just rewatch the original.
Yeah. Original is much better.
Yes, indeed. And so we have a Christy Tolliver update. She is on her way back. Yes, indeed. I can't wait to see her back on the floor. So, what is going to be her impact returning to the Sparks?
Now, this is interesting because you don't want to take away from Jordan. You don't want to take away from Lexi. Yeah, from Lexi or Kennedy. So I think her role might be similar to what it was with the Mavericks, a more like coaching type of role to make sure that these ladies are good because, she clearly doesn't have the speed or anything anymore. And these ladies have it. And, Lexi is knocking down shots. So I just don't think that Coach Fisher should overthink and just try to get her in there. I would just, let her come back and practice. And if she's killing, then maybe you give her opportunity. But if not, man, just let her be there to, for support and injuries. You can see Jordan missed the last game, but she would have been someone to come in off the bench as that third guard. And that's if you even need that because Slim is playing such great on the ball. So I think that she should be kind of like at Udonis Haslem.
Dog, you just took the words out my mouth, bro.
For them.
I was literally waiting for you to stop talking. I was gonna say she needs to take on a more Udonis Haslem type role. Jared Dudley, more or less, where she's at the end of the bench. She garners and commands the respect of the entire locker room. If somebody needs to get slapped aside the head, she's the one to do it. And just really just coach. I think this experience would be the perfect segue into her transitioning from a player to a coach. And I think she's going to be a great addition to the sum total of what the Sparks are going to become.
Okay, so just have that veteran presence more so on the bench rather than actually coming off and being in the game, like you said, that transition to really her coaching. So once we do get everyone back, once we get Tolliver back, Jordan Canada back, see, Fish has been testing the waters, with the starting lineups. He's been rotating different players in and out. So who do you think will be our core starting lineup once we get everyone back healthy?
I think I like the 5 that you have now. You have Jordan, Lexi, Katie Lou, NECA, and Liz. I think that's the 5 that you can finish with, especially if Liz has things going.
I don't know. Finish with. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe if Liz doesn't have it going, then you go smaller. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You put Katie Lou at the 4, NECA at the 5, and then you go maybe Jordan, Kennedy. Oh no, you go Slim. Lexi. You go Lexi. Slim, Lexi, Jordan, NECA, and Katie Lou.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I personally am a huge champion of Jasmine Walker's game. Okay. I think coach needs to figure out a way to get her in. I just kind of feel like she's exactly what the Sparks need. She's big. She's willing to play defense. She can rebound, and all she needs to do is just get out in transition. And that's what I kind of feel like Liz. The offense gets a little bogged down when she's not able to get across half court. I just kind of feel like Jasmine and Olivia, they're able to just they're young gazelles and they're able to just run. So I would love to see them get more time in spurts to see how that plays with the overall tone and timbre of the team.
Okay, so
man, that alliteration is decent.
Yeah. Hey, but Liz is a lot like Rudy Gobert, just to connect it to the guys' game again, where you paying them this money. They're this brand that is like you have to find ways to have them on the court. It sucks. And that's what comes down to a coach having that toughness to be like, hey, Liz, I know you are who you are. You ain't fit for this closing of this game, so I got to have you on the bench. And, it's like Vogel did with Russ and stuff like that. Like, you got to have that about you. So, I'm interested to see as they get down the stretch how they decide to close out games because, she clogs the middle. And if you add another person, imagine you have everybody on the court can shoot. If you have Jordan, Lexi, Slim, Katie Lou, and NECA to where the floor is open to whenever you find that mismatch, like, hey, 1-on-1, go to work.
Wow. So y'all don't think Liz gonna be in crunch time, really?
I think it's more contingent upon who we're playing and the style of play that they have. If it's more like a Mercury with Tina Charles and BG #free BG. Then you have to. I don't want to say you have to have her, but I think it would be wise to have her out there to kind of counter all that height. Okay. But conversely, if they have all that height, then you can go small and run them out the gym.
Yeah.
So it's matchup contingent. I think at this point in her career, Liz is more of a matchup contingent player opposed to just a dominant player. Liz is 6'8" and she's not even averaging a double-double, which baffles me because it should be too easy for her to grab 10 boards a game. So we'll see.
Yes, indeed. We certainly will. And speaking of the game that we just played in Minnesota with the Lynx, the legend Simone Augustus, she just had her jersey retirement in Minnesota. So this real quick, I have to do a Simone Augustus appreciation real quick. She is one of the best handles that I have ever seen in my life. And she'll get you with that crossover.
More than Kyrie?
I wouldn't say more, but definitely one of the best, definitely that I've seen. I'm not gonna say better than Kyrie.
More than Don Staley?
Yes. And I love me some Don Staley.
Wait, better handles?
I would say yes. I love me some Simone Augustus.
Oh no.
I love me some Simone Augustus.
What's her name? They used to play for Sacramento. I can't think of her name right now, but she was like the J Will for the Monarchs. She had handle too. But there's been a lot of girls.
But Simone, stop playing. She gets you with that crossover. It's over. Like, listen, hey, you tried. You gave it your best effort, but yeah, no, it's over for you. Yeah. So, you're done.
She's a legend.
Yeah, and she was smooth with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I just remember when we would battle against her when she was, playing with Maya Moore in the finals, and that's really where our rivalry, came, and the link with the Lynx, and it was born. Yeah. I just used to love watching them, but I used to hate it as well because I'm like, come
she's
on,
so
man.
good.
Like,
she's so
man,
good. Hey, shout out to Simone Augustus. I knew her story early when she was in college at LSU.
Mm-hmm.
She actually played travel basketball with the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was on the team with Big Baby Davis, like that. So that's how good of a player she is. So shout out to Simone Augustus.
Yes, and they got one. Well, we got one in 2016 when we played against them in the finals, and they got one in 2017. But man, and when she got here as a player, I was so excited because I thought she was, gonna come over here. I'm like, yeah, she came over here and she chose up on them. But she said, hey, this is it for me and my playing days. So she went to coach, and we all know, like, hey, when it's time, it's time. So hey, it's all love, and I can't fault her for that. She know when it's time to hang it up. She's definitely in my top 10 of best WNBA players of all time for sure.
Okay.
And so just real quick, what did Simone Augustus mean to the game of basketball?
Man, she was just, I think she comes from that cloth of after the first wave of the WNBA, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, Lisa Leslie, all of those names. She was part of that next wave. You know what I'm saying? Which they needed them to carry it on. The reason why we still have a WNBA today was because they were able to carry, some of that torch. Because if you didn't get no names like Simone and Maya Moore and Candace Parker and stuff after, like, the WNBA would have crumbled because it would have been like the skill level wouldn't have been there, the star power wouldn't have been there. So she's a part of that class. And yeah, much respect to her, man. She always was a hooper. Very humble. The guys respected her in the game, and that that's what you want from your star WNBA players.
Facts. I think Simone, I would say she made the WNBA a viable option, or just the women's game in general, because looking at what she was able to do internationally and in the Olympics, she showed that women can hoop, like for real, like women can hoop. And so just like Michael said, had it not been for the likes of this second wave, I don't think the WNBA would have lasted 25 years. But even more than that, I think she demanded legitimacy. Like, her game demanded legitimacy from any real hooper. You can't look at Simone Augustus's game and say, oh, well, she's good for a woman. Like, no, she will bust anybody, man or woman.
Stop
like
playing.
Moni is she about that. So shout out to her, man.
Yes indeed. Love you Simone, for real. And just real quick, we gotta let the people know the little highlights. So Nneka made her 100th career 3-pointer against the Fever. Katie Lou had back-to-back season highs. Jordan Canada made her 500th career assist against the Mercury last week. Lexi Brown recorded her 100th 3-pointer versus the Lynx. Stop playing with her. And she even tweeted, quote, I know a lot of people that didn't think I would even stay in the league long enough to make 100 threes.
You thought.
The work never stops. So blessed. That's right, Lexi. Let them know. Talk your ish, Lexi. Thanks.
Hand claps for Lexi, man. Shout out to her. Man, she be on Twitter.
She's a great follow on Twitter, man.
Great follow on Twitter, man. So I always be locked in. Great, we be in the building at the game. She's always cool. We still waiting for her to go get them tacos. Yeah. But other than that, man, much love to Lexi. She's getting the opportunity, not being a bench player or role player the way that she was. Now she's like, we need your minutes and we need you to be productive. And she's taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And we also have a Burrell update. So she underwent successful right knee surgery, and she will be reevaluated in 6 to 8 weeks. Okay. And she is expected to return later on in the 2022 season. So get well, Ray.
Yeah, get well, man.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so now I know usually, I have a fit of the week But I'm gonna just let you know this week I wasn't really wild. I wasn't.
No fits, no dope fits out there.
No, nah. It was a couple that I was like, okay, that's cool, but not for me to be like, oh, this one was it. Nah, I didn't see that this week. So in place of that, I am going to have a best of the week segment. This is just something that I saw that stuck out to me, whether it was a highlight or like a performance that I saw that was just, it caught my eye, and I'm like, okay, this is the best that I've seen for this week. And the two players who will receive this week's honor, we've actually talked about one of these at length, and the other one, I just love her game. I was talking to Michael about her, even I believe before the season even started. I'm like, yeah, she gonna be the one. So this week we have Brittney Sykes and Chennedy Carter. Yes, for best of the week honors. Both of them stepped up in the starting point guard position when Jordan Canada was down, as we have already mentioned. They brilliantly ran the offense in her absence. They both dropped season highs. And also, I got to give this honor to Chennedy Carter for last week as well for her block against Skylar Diggins. Because, oh my goodness, yeah. Stop.
Shots fired. Shout out Slim, man. Every time I see her, I'm like, she has a guy's game. Like the mid-range pull-up.
It's so pure,
man. Oh, it's so nice. I'm just like, if she were to be that aggressive consistently, I honestly believe she would be one of the top 5, top 7 players in the W. And it's just on her to like realize that and say, you know what? Not only am I going to lock you up, I'm about to come out here and get this bucket. You know who she can be? She can be the Jimmy Butler of the WNBA.
Nah, she could be the Kawhi.
Okay.
The Kawhi.
I think she
a smaller version. A smaller version.
I think she a better defender on ball.
Okay.
Than Jimmy Buckets is.
Wow.
She has the capacity of literally taking what she did against Diana Taurasi is amazing.
Yeah.
But man,
Diana has 6-8 points up into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, she had 6, so she was scoreless in the first quarter.
I think she finished with 13.
She finished with 11.
11,
but she was held to 6 points through 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And finished with 11, and those 5 points came from the free throw line.
Exactly.
Yeah, she did a hell
Brittney
did a hell of a job.
That's why I said Kawhi, man. Like she could really take away your best player.
But Kawhi don't play though.
They call him the claw for a reason.
Nah, they call him what was that? Load management.
Mr. DNP.
Yeah, it's a DNP. So but yeah, shout out to Slim, shout out to Chennedy. Two hoopers, man. Chennedy just brings so much pace, man. I love to watch.
Man, I love her game.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody in the league that can stay in front of her.
Yeah.
Man,
her first step.
Yeah. Crazy.
Man, they call her Hollywood for a reason.
Hollywood.
And she back here for a reason, okay?
Man.
Listen, these two really stood out to me. So, because of their willingness to take on any challenge, that's put in front of them and shine in their moment, man, there was no question for me. No question. Okay, so, of course, it is Thursday. So, I got to have a little Throwback Thursday for you today. And for today, we have Margot Didek. This is someone who I actually just learned about. Michael actually put me on tour.
The tallest player in the history of the W. I remember her. She used to play for Charlotte at one point before she came to the Sparks.
The tallest woman to ever play in the W, and she stood at 7'2". So she taller than Shaq.
I know.
She got an 85-inch wingspan.
She looking at Shaq like, what's up, little fella?
No, for real. No, exactly. She the one that's saying little fella. And she set the record for 10 blocks in one game in 2001. She holds the career record for most blocks of all time at 877. She was drafted in 98 by the Utah Stars, who later became known as the Silver Stars, who I believe are now called the Aces of today. And she also played for the Connecticut Sun. And she played her last season in the W with us, with the Sparks.
LA, baby.
And apparently she also played in Europe for 6 seasons, but they had her listed at 6'6" for some reason.
Yeah. Wow.
And her teammates described her as a gentle giant. And she was also a 2-time WNBA All-Star. And her father was 6'7" and her mother was 6'3". So that's where that height.
Yeah, that's what, man. Tell your mom's 6'3", you're gonna be tall.
Man, yes indeed. But unfortunately, she passed in 2011. But
yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, she still, made history for sure.
Yep. Shout out to her, man. Much love. 7'2". I wonder how that to be a 7'2" woman. Yeah. That's different.
Yes, it is. Hey, real quick, I don't know if y'all want to do a little name that line real quick. I don't know if y'all got y'all movies ready. You can make it real quick.
Let me see.
Let's see. Ren and 10, Hip Hop Dalmatians. you serious? What's that from?
The Hip Hop Dalmatians.
And they had a song called "The Hoe Is Mine."
Yes, I know this movie for sure. Oh man, the Hip Hop Dalmatians. That is none other than Brown Sugar. Stop playing with Tay Diggs, Sanaa Lathan. Oh man, that's our movie right there. That's a true classic.
What about this one?
Okay.
What am I supposed to do with this?
What am I supposed to do with this?
Hey, if I give any more, it's gonna give it away.
What am I supposed to do with this?
A bunch of energy to it. What am I supposed to do with this?
What am I supposed to do with this? Okay, what about something that came before that?
It's not. It wasn't a line before it. It was just like what happened before it, which was
that's Chris Tucker.
Okay.
Rush Hour? Is it Rush?
No.
Is Money Talks?
No,
it's not Money Talks. Okay.
It's Friday. Really got his mom. This. Make it enough.
Oh yeah, see. Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't want to give too much because it would have been like, oh, that's too easy.
Yeah, but okay, that one is just like, I don't know.
That's with the money and
but
what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, I need a little bit more.
If I would have gave you more,
but see that
would have killed it.
No, that would have been cool.
You want for one today. You shooting 50%.
50%. It says a line. It don't tell you the whole thing.
Yeah, but it got to be something that's to me also real distinct too, because that could be really with anything to me.
But once he got Chris Tucker, I was just like, oh, it's Friday. He gonna figure this one out.
But I mean, it's a few Chris Tuckers on there. But I mean, I love Chris Tucker. He's one of my favorite comedic actors.
I think it stands out so much because he walk in the house and I forgot what his mom was asking him to get. Yeah, and she gave him $1. He's like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's classic right there. Shout out Chris Tucker, man.
Yes, indeed. Name that line. Hey. Next week, if you guys want to, you guys can also play along, call in, and I'll guess y'all lines for you. And so right now, we got to wrap this thing up. We got a few more minutes left. So the Sparks have one more game until we have we're going to have a little break. But we have one game on Sunday against the Phoenix Mercury. We have a little rematch up against them, and listen, we are looking to go 3-0, and I'm pretty sure we will. Okay, so we take a trip to Phoenix on Sunday, June 5th at 3 p.m. Listen, I'm calling it now. We're gonna take this win too. We just gonna do it. We beat them at our house, and now it's time to whip them at theirs. And listen, the Mercury, they're going through a lot right now.
Free BG.
They also have a petition out. I've already signed it.
Yes.
And so we are still wishing a speedy recovery and safe recovery for a return for BG.
Yeah, I even signed it in my mama's name. So
there you go.
No, yeah, I posted it and was telling people, hey, go sign. People hit me up. What is this? Like, just go sign it. You know what I'm saying? She's actually able to email.
They gave her email.
Yeah, she can email and write letters. So a lot of players and people been emailing and writing letters to her.
Man, you got her email address?
Nah, I wish I could, but it's like players and league. Oh, okay, maybe we'll find out from one of the Sparks. Like, man, we want to just send support from our network to her. But yeah, man. But yeah, I'm excited for this weekend's game. the Mercury are just going through it right now. A team that everybody thought was going to be a powerhouse this year. They're 2-7.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, much respect to who I call the GOAT, the White Mamba, Diana Taurasi. I just don't think she's the same anymore, and I don't think that we're going to see her be that player. She might shut me up because that's what Mambas do, but I just don't think that she's that anymore. And Skylar is going crazy. Tina Charles, I don't think she's what she was anymore. I think they have a lot of players who aren't what they were anymore. So we got caught up in the names and they're just not performing. But it's a lot of season. They can kind of figure it out. Hopefully their spirits is lifted now that they can communicate with Britney. But I'm with you, Bree. I have the Sparks taking care of business before they get this long, almost week off.
Yeah. What about you, Cuzzo?
I don't got nothing new.
3-0.
Yeah, 3-0.
Sure.
That's my expectation.
3-0.
Okay, so are we gonna win by 1 through 9 points or by 10 plus points?
Man, we need it. Now I will say this.
Okay.
I think we're going to win like by single digits.
Okay.
My expectation is we need to start blowing some of these teams out.
Okay. I agree.
That's my expectation.
Okay, and so will NECA drop more than 15?
Yeah, most definitely. Easy.
17.
Okay. Will Liz get 7 rebounds?
That's the question.
I'll say yeah, because the last game.
If we win, yes. If we lose, it's because she didn't.
Okay. Will Lexi hit 3 or more threes?
Easy.
Okay.
She hits 3.
Will Liz and NECA combine for 35 points?
Yes.
No.
Will Slim and Chennedy Carter combine for 35 points?
No.
Okay. So what are the keys to our rematch against the Phoenix real quick?
Getting an early lead and holding on to it, pushing them all the way through. Limiting
Diana and Tina Charles. I think Skylar, she's reached a point in her career where she's just gonna get hers regardless. You're not gonna be able to stop it. But again, I'm looking at Liz Cambage. She has to rebound. If she doesn't, we lose.
Hey, Sparks, get that dub, baby.
Hey, let's go. You heard it here first. Sparks Weekly with Brianne Ingram. I will catch you next week, next Thursday at 4 p.m. Hey, thank you for listening.
Yes, sir.
Peace out, baby. Hey, YouTube, much love to y'all, man. Thank y'all for tapping in. Y'all know Brianne does her thing, man. Sparks Weekly. Tell your mama, tell your friends, tell everybody to tap in, baby. Can't wait for y'all to listen to the next show. It always get better.
Sparks Weekly.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yeah. We out of there. Make sure y'all stay tapped in, man.
Stay tapped in. Follow her right now. Go pick up your phone.
Hey.
I know you already on it. Hey. Go to YouTube. Go to Instagram. Type in Brianne Ingram. Hit that follow. Hit that subscribe. We love y'all.
Peace.